얼마 직전이야.
뭐야? 안 줘봐.
This will never not be funny. Okay.
저 소연이.
근데 요거는 일단 나가면 보다 50분을
와, 200불 주시니.
없지.
맛있는 거 좋아하는 거.
Good morning. So I have a presentation today. So me and my coworker just finished up a design for a presentation, and that's the biggest thing I'm getting ready for. Typically when I'm working from home, I don't wear makeup, but I'm going to look nicer today. This new Hourglass skin tint. My family also came in from Canada today, so they're a very full house. Also been a year since I moved into my house. I remember I posted a video last year when I first got the keys and we moved in, and this whole office was like empty. Pretty much everything's done, but if you just noticed the radiator cover, I still have yet to get that, but that's pretty much the last thing I have to do for the office. Okay, this is today's outfit. My team's not too strict on dress code, especially if you work from home. Just, you know, be presentable from top up. So I'm wearing my Dior jumper I got from London with my leggings and adding some extra jewelry. Good morning, it's Wednesday and I had my coffee. So for today I have two main meetings. First is a presentation I'm doing. We were working on a redesign for a homepage. So we're taking our findings and presenting it to marketing. That's our main stakeholder to get their approval on our designs. And afterwards it's about cleaning up the designs for handoff later on. And I usually like to stand, especially if it's first thing in the morning, because I sit way too much and I love having this desk. It's from Flexi Spot. So let's just get set up. Hello? So when it comes to presenting final designs for a UX project, my coworker, my PM, and main stakeholders, in this case 2 marketing leads, were on the call. I try to keep it as concise and visual forward as possible to make it engaging. Since I'd be speaking to people who aren't super familiar with UX, I only share the points which would be the most relevant to them, so they don't need to know all the nitty-gritty UX detail. I felt a lot more confident doing this presentation since I got to do it in my home office, which I spent the last year trying to set up. And on the topic of a home office, thank you to Brother for sponsoring today's video. I have a new addition to my work from home setup, which is Brother's Mono Laser Printer. From homework assignments to vacation itineraries or say documents I need for my business, most of the things I print every day are in black and white. That's why this monochrome printer is a great option to meet my printing needs in the office. What's more, a black and white printer is generally more affordable than its colored counterpart, helping to save on printing costs. Not only is it sleek and compact, but with the Brother Mobile Connect app, I'm also able to print, scan, manage, and order more toner no matter where I am. So if you also want an efficient printer for your home office, you can check out Brother's Mono Laser Printer, which I'll put in the link in the description box. So now that I got approval with my homepage, the meeting with marketing went pretty smoothly. Now it's about just translating those designs into breakpoints for development and pass off. And looking back, so what I'm thankful for is my stakeholders often look to me to organize and lead how I want the project to go in terms of timelines and everything. So looking back, when it comes to leading or managing projects, I found it helpful to do these 3 things. The first is having a project brief doc. So this is like an all-in-one encompassing document that has all the essential details and context that I need while doing the project. And it would contain, say, the business objectives, goals, any metrics, other relevant research that I might need. And I just make mine on Google Docs and share it with my PM, my stakeholder, my manager too, just so they have visibility. And I find it helpful overall to always have things written down, and having that document on hand that I can always go back to really helps me stay grounded of the things I have to do while doing my work. Now, the second thing is scoping and having a shared calendar. And this is with the time estimates thing. They often ask like, how much time do I think this project would take? So to give them an idea, what I do is I write out the standard UX design process. It could be in the project brief doc or somewhere else. And for each step of the process, say it's competitive analysis or secondary research, prototyping, whatever it is, I would give like, say, how many days or weeks I think that portion would take, add it up, and then pass that number off to my stakeholders. A tip I have is to round up any days you think it would take to a full work week, just because things always take a little bit longer than expected. Say something unexpected comes up that I have to account for, or maybe I have to redo or rethink of something. So for example, if I think competitive analysis would take 3 days, I would just round it up to a full work week and base it off of that. And the third thing that helps me manage projects is setting weekly cadences with important members for my team. There's typically 4 main ones I do. First is with my weekly one-on-one with my manager to catch her up on anything and get a different perspective on my project. Second is with my PM, catching up for the design team. Third is with my main stakeholder for marketing to give them updates or any initial feedback. And fourth is also with development to say, especially if I have initial prototypes or things like that, to get like any initial thoughts or feedback or things to keep in mind while I'm preparing to pass things off. And in between meetings, if I have quick questions or things, I really like to utilize asynchronous communication like say Slack or Google Meet, just to ask questions and make sure everyone is on the same page. Something overall I learned is do not wait till the final design or prototype you have to get feedback from stakeholders, because I used to do that, but I learned that it's a lot more helpful to get feedback as early and quickly as you can. And this ensures there's no misunderstanding or misalignment of expectations, and sometimes even if you say something, saying something versus seeing it and getting feedback that way could be really different. For example, someone could tell me they want their site or feature to look more modern, but when I ask like what they mean, if there's any examples they could provide me, I then come to learn it's not just about being modern, but it's more like a layout issue. So making sure to get feedback early and often and providing visual examples whenever you can always helps to make sure everyone's on the same page. With that said, I'm going to work on the breakpoints for a handoff with my coworker and try to get through as much of that as I can. So it is now 4 p.m. and I just sent a final message of what I want to do the next day. Didn't get to finish out the breakpoints, but we have like a few extra days before starting the next project, so I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. And I think overall, looking at work-life balance and just things outside of work, I honestly need to plan a trip or something for this year. It has been a full year. It's actually been like 1 year since I got my house last year, and I think I just had a really hard time adjusting to this new environment, like living situation. I haven't lived in a house for probably 10 years or so. So that's been hard to adjust to, like new neighborhood, new environment, and also thinking about last year, it was the first full calendar year where I was like legit just full working adult, that was all. And doing that with the house stuff, renovations, I just forgot that I didn't have things to look forward to outside of work. And you know, when you're working every day, that kind of just becomes like your day-to-day life and all, which is fine, but at least thinking about other things to look forward to, I just haven't had that. It's easy to do that in college, and especially it was better or easier because I used to live in Manhattan and there's always things going around, but I just wasn't used to practicing things or setting up things in advance. So whether that's like one of my New Year's resolutions to do for this year, there's a couple things that were in my mind that I wanted to try, but I haven't actually sat down and thought about what I want to do this year. So maybe it's like a trip to Europe or even Egypt. There's like the Weeknd concert because he's like my favorite artist. There's Veld in August, which I might do, from Toronto in Canada, so might want to do a Tobermory trip in the summer. I think that's really something that I was missing and just a skill I have to practice post-university life. I thought I'd be more adjusted by now, but just giving myself grace with things that have been going on. And yeah, if I don't have that, then life could get so monotonous. I want to have something that I feel like I'm working towards. Otherwise, everything just gonna feel the same way. So if you have ideas of what else you like to do, I'm like open to trying new things. But overall, that is my day and my life as a UX designer. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or what you'd like to see next. And until next time, take care and I will see you later. Bye.